Do you love pumpkin in fall? I do. Have you ventured out to purchase canned pumpkin? I haven't, because I never used canned pumpkin, but apparently there's a shortage right now. Hi, I'm Jill, and welcome to the Ordered Home. This is crazy. Toilet paper shortage, hand sanitizer shortage. Okay, maybe I can make some sense of that. Why is there a pumpkin puree shortage? I haven't quite figured that out, but I don't need to worry about that, and neither do you. It is easy to cook pumpkin and make puree for all of your baking needs. One, you want to get the correct pumpkin. You want to get a smaller version. Some people call these sugar pumpkins, some people call them pie pumpkins. I have always heard them called pie pumpkins. Wash it well in your kitchen sink and towel dry. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees, which we've already done. The only thing you'll need to do here is cut and clean the pumpkin, need a little bit of olive oil and salt, and a baking pan. Now let's get started. Be careful when you first insert the knife. You want to slowly secure it into the fruit. Is pumpkin a vegetable or a fruit? I'll tell you at the end. Bring the knife down very carefully and slice the pumpkin in half. I continue to reinsert the knife at different angles to get one clean cut completely through the pumpkin. At this point, I grab a very large spoon to scrape out the insides and the seeds. If you have a stem, you probably want to remove it if you're able. This one's pretty firm. We're going to cut it off. Don't want to smell that in the oven cooking, which is a shame because I really like the stems, especially like this one. Look how cool that is. Very decorative. I really hate to break that one off, but gotta have my pumpkin. So two things. I want to show you what this looks like inside. So I don't have every single string out, but that's okay. You don't have to be perfect with this, and you don't have to scrape the tar out of this. Once this comes out of the oven, the little bit remaining here will come right off. And here's the other side. I will clean these and dry the seeds. So here I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Just make sure both sides are coated, sprinkle with a little bit of salt. And you don't need a lot. On the outsides, I do make sure that I spread this olive oil so that it softens the outside of the pumpkin. And you want to bake these just like this for about 45-50 minutes until a fork is able to pierce it tenderly. Okay, so 50 minutes at 350, and this is how it looks. You should be able to take a fork, just puncture very easily, go through the skin and the pumpkin. It smells really, really good. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to cut some of this up, put it in a food processor to puree it for storing. So as you can see, it's still quite hot, so I'm cutting it into larger chunks and let some of the steam escape and cool down. I take my knife and slice the pulp right off the skin. Very easy. When you puree the pumpkin, you don't need to add anything to it. The pumpkin itself is soft and pliable enough to puree without any additives. So we've pureed all our pumpkin, and I've taken some of it and placed them in jars to store. Homemade pureed pumpkin will last for a week in the fridge, and it's everything I read says up to 12 months in the freezer. So I am going to take a couple of these babies and put them in the freezer. Make sure you leave some air for expansion though. I may have to take a little bit out of there. There's still a lot in there. And take it out, just thaw it when you're ready. Who's going to keep pureed pumpkin in the freezer for 12 months though, right? There's so many things we can do with pumpkin. So tell me what your favorite pumpkin recipe is. I think I'm going to do a pumpkin roll this weekend. Let me know below. Now you can cut some of this pumpkin up as it comes out of the oven, sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of salt, some type of seasoning on it, and eat it as a vegetable. Or you can puree it and it'll come out more like an applesauce, right? A puree, and use it as a fruit. Which brings us to our question of the day. Is pumpkin a fruit or a vegetable? Technically, by horticulture definition, pumpkin is a fruit because it has seeds and it is derived from the flower of a plant. But you can eat as a vegetable or use it to bake, make homemade pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, one of our favorites around here. However you like it and however you use it, enjoy. This small pumpkin, I yielded about 7-8 cups of pumpkin puree. Make it a happy day, and I hope you find order, peace, and love.